Hi, my YouTube family. It's me, Whew, your favorite widow. I know I just really had to take a deep breath and take all this in. And I wanted to share with you, I just received my first author's copy of my widow's journals. And I'm awaiting a printout of an activity journal that I put together as well. Oh wow, you guys, I am so super excited. I Let's start with this one. As Told by a Widow. And this is a guided journal. As I've always told you all, when it came to my journey of grief, I for the most part did not myself um access to so many healthy outlets for healing. So in the interim, God, our creator in the universe, was like, okay, she's being really, really stubborn. So it was as if I would have these buildup of emotions. I'm so serious, to the point I just grabbed some paper, and if there was something on it, I would just write. And it felt so good. It was like a vow had been released as I wrote. So, me being who I am, and that's a left brain type of person, and on some levels, yes, stubborn as well. So I figured, well, I won't get counseling, so I'll just write. And believe me, and I tell you now that that was not a substitution, a good choice, you know. But nonetheless, it was a choice that I made, and I'm glad that I did. And that was, I wrote it out. I would just write. There was no order whatsoever. But as I wrote, and I would write, and I would write, and I would write how I was feeling, I would write how angry I was. I would, you know, say things that I didn't have the courage to say. I would write things that people would say that were taboo, such as, you know what, God, I'm angry with you, you know? And these are the things that my God and my universe needed me to say so that God could bring me the healing that I needed. And so that God could restore my faith in this process on this planet. That God could replace my faith in moving forward. That God could replace my faith in life, you know? So I kept writing, and I kept writing, and I kept writing. And that went on for years. But let me also go back and say now, when I did receive counseling, oh my goodness, along with, and then here's the thing, when I was in counseling, that was one of the first things they were saying, do journal. And I was just like, in the back of my mind, I was like, I already been doing that, you know? But for those that are going through it, just know that you got to release that pressure. That emotional pressure, that emotional hurt, that emotional pain, that emotional anger, you know, you got to release it, because although these are dedicated grief emotions on top of everyday living emotion, because come on now, let's be real about it. Depending on your environment, people are not very considerate or even compassionate, for long periods of time in a way when it comes to bereavement. And I say this with, I appreciate all the help that I've received, but it didn't last very long, if a couple of weeks, because they had to get back to their lives. You understand? So in the process, I would write. And when I went through counseling and continue to write, journaling, that's the technical word for it, journaling. I started to things started to come to me like, what is it that you need? What is it that you wish people would have said to you to help you in your process? So, and one of the things I felt was that I really needed was just someone to just show up. They didn't have to say a word. you know, not every day, but from time to time, send a text like, hey, how's it going? You know, that is what I needed. And I also needed short, but yet instructions, because bereavement can manifest itself physically. And you guys, I've talked about this, how I did not manage my bereavement in a healthy manner in the beginning. However, I did so for my children. I made sure they got counseling. My friend, which is like a sister, found a bereavement group for my children. I'm going to say within a week or two after my husband transitioning. They were in it. They were on it. But I don't know what took me so long. I do know it was a mixture of anger, stubbornness, and I'm going to share this with you. I even in the beginning felt like, God, you know what? I'm not going to get counseling because you gave me something and allowed me to feel something that was so amazing and so beautiful. And then you took it away? That wasn't fair. That wasn't right. That wasn't very nice of you. So I figured I'm not going to get counseling because that's what you want me to do. So I'm not going to do it. So that was a part of me acting like a brat. Yeah. But gratefully, God is not, God has the bigger picture. Our universe knows the true sentiment of our heart. And God knew that I didn't mean those things. I meant them in the moment, but God knew that I loved God and I was truly grateful and dedicated to who He had created me to be. And so God granted me what they call it, grace. And to be very clear, when you do not follow through on what God has prompted you to do, there is no way to get around it. Because I have a real Jonah story to share. Not today, because this is about the book. But if you look at some of my previous videos, I share my Jonah moment. You're going to do it regardless, okay? But here is the inside, okay, of the book. And this is a guided journal. So there are questions in here to help get the flow of thinking going, to get the flow of emotions going, okay? But also remember the basis of this, you write, and there's no particular order, okay? And the reason for that, and you also have to date it. That is extremely important to me, that you date it and that you write free form. You write to release the pressure. You get me? I don't care how vulgar or how proper it comes off. You write and you get it out. And the reason being because when you look back the way I do now, when I look at my journal, I'll go back and I'll look at some of the days. I'll just pick out a day that's very important, like wedding anniversary, since my husband passed away. How was I feeling that year? And how you can see the progress, from misspelled words that I know I knew. But however, in that anger and in that foggy braininess, my, I guess, intellectual prowls were limited, So that's grief once again manifesting itself in a physical form. And remember now, this put me in a hospital because I was denying myself. All right. So every day I will suggest a daily check-in. And remember, dates. That'll be very important for you. And there are things like today I am grateful for, Make sure you're writing your affirmations. And I always stay in touch with your feelings. Like, how did you feel today? These are not questions for you to ask anyone else. These are intimate questions for you. And once you go through these, then you come over here and I say, write it out. Just write. Write. You get what I'm saying? Just write. And then you go on to the next day. And it's the same thing. Get those juices flowing with your daily check-in. Do you understand me? Ask yourself these questions, you know? And then I even have a section where it's like things I did today. You'll be surprised. There's only like 4 dots, but you can put them anywhere, okay? And that leads me into, I know I said I have 2 books. The companion book that I have in this series, As Told to by a Widow, although the hardcover, this is a guided meditation that asks the questions to get you flowing. And the companion journal here, you can use in conjunction with it. And when you date, remember, I can't express to you enough how important to date your material. And you write, ladies and gentlemen, and you write. Okay? I can't express to you the importance of how pressure can burst a galvanized pipe, right? We all, at some point, have learned that lesson, either actually or by way of, okay? So this is pressure is a galvanized pipe. What do you think the horrid and horrible and harmful effects that pressure would do to the human body? I'll tell you, it puts you in a place you don't want to be. And you gotta pray yourself out of it. And you need the prayers of other people to pray you out of it. And for me, it was in a hospital. And I don't want any of you to ever have to get to that point. Okay? So I'm super stoked. I'm emotional. And once again, I'm having another experience without my loved one and my friend. But I don't feel lonely anymore. I feel so super good and amazing. So I'll put a link to both books. And once the activity book is approved, and the thing is, we're going to make it fun. You know, when I mean fun, lighthearted, because we got to be intentional on this. Remember, we are intentional on our joy. We're in a place where we are rediscovering who we are and becoming someone reimagined. All right. I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for listening to me. And I pray that you'll spread the news, spread the word about my 2 books and the channel, of course. So hit the like button, and wow, it does get better. I can't guarantee you much, but I can guarantee you it gets better. And I can guarantee you get through it. Because guess what? Time is not going to stop for us. So you're guaranteed to get through it. And after a while, you're going to look back and you're like, dang, Monday was a hard day. Now it's Friday. But see, on Monday, you didn't think you were going to get through it. Now it's Friday. You're like, you look back and it was like, look back in your journey, it was like, Monday was a heavy day. You say, dang, I got through it though. So even if Friday is a not so good day, just reassure yourself that I'm going to get through this. Be intentional on your joy. Do all the things that are healthy and good for you. And get the proper counseling and support that you need. All right? Love you all. Be blessed. Bye.